Beneath the cathedral-like canopy of a tropical rainforest, a clearing drenched in dappled sunlight presents a picture of paradisiacal peace, a serene oasis of color amidst the overwhelming green. This tranquility, however, is the greatest illusion the natural world has ever staged. Every square inch of that soil is a contested zone, a botanical gladiatorial arena where light is the ultimate currency, and every flower is a cunning competitor fighting for a stake in the future. The very architecture of these plants is a masterpiece of evolutionary engineering, built not for admiration, but for a single, desperate purpose: to outmaneuver neighbors and seduce specific allies. Consider the towering heliconia, with its rigid, claw-like bracts arranged in a precise, upward ladder. This isn't just a quirky shape, it's an exclusive pollination club. The structure is perfectly tailored to the curved beak of a specific hummingbird species, ensuring that only that bird can access the nectar deep within, and in doing so, becomes a loyal courier of pollen, avoiding the wasteful scattering of precious genetic material to the wrong flowers. Contrast this with the sprawling, ground-hugging strategy of something like a passion flower vine. It invests not in height, but in rapid, sprawling coverage, creating a living carpet that smothers seedlings of potential competitors, hoarding the limited light that filters to the forest floor. Its intricate, otherworldly flowers, with their complex corona filaments, act as a landing platform and guide for large bees, literally leading them by visual cues to the pollen-laden anthers. The clearing seems randomly beautiful, but it is in fact a meticulously organized metropolis, a zombified city where the district of tall, sun-seeking blooms exists in tense equilibrium with the underworld of shade-tolerant specialists. Even the leaves play a covert role in this war. Many tropical flowers possess what botanists call drip tips, elongated points, that encourage rainwater to sheet off rapidly. This is not a design for elegance, but for survival, preventing the growth of mold, algae, and epiphyls, mosses that grow on leaves that would otherwise block precious sunlight. The soil itself tells a story of fierce competition. Root systems engage in a silent, underground trench warfare, secreting allylochemicals, natural herbicides, to poison the roots of encroaching plants, carving out a toxic moat around their territory. This clearing, therefore, is not a community in the harmonious sense we imagine. It is a dense, hyper-specialized marketplace where every organism has found a niche, a tiny sliver of resource and opportunity. And its very form, from the curve of a petal to the pattern on its stem, is a hardened adaptation, a permanent scar from a million-year war for light and life. The sheer density of life creates a microclimate within the clearing. Humidity is trapped, temperatures fluctuate less than in the open forest, and this stable, muggy air becomes a perfect medium for the most potent weapon in the floral arsenal, scent. But that scent is far from a simple perfume. As we will discover, it is a sophisticated tool of communication and deception that operates on a scale and with a complexity that dwarfs our own most advanced networks. If the physical forms of these flowers are their hardware, then their colors and scents constitute a breathtakingly complex software, a language written in light wavelengths and volatile organic compounds that speaks directly to the senses of the animal kingdom. The vibrant crimson of a hibiscus, the electric blue of a morning glory, the stark white of a gardenia under moonlight. These are not random artistic choices, but targeted advertisements on the world's oldest billboard. This visual signaling is fine-tuned to the visual capabilities of specific clients. Birds, particularly hummingbirds, are drawn to the red end of the spectrum. They see vivid scarlets and oranges with intense clarity, colors that often blend into a green background for insects. Bees, on the other hand, see into the ultraviolet spectrum, a world invisible to us. Many flowers that appear uniformly yellow to our eyes have elaborate nectar guides, patterns, and pathways visible only in UV light that literally point the way to the reward, like runway lights for pollinators. But the true genius lies in the realm of scent, the invisible, molecular dialogue that fills the humid air of the clearing. Each floral scent is a complex cocktail of dozens, sometimes hundreds of compounds. To a pollinator, this isn't just a smell, it's a detailed menu, a status report, and a GPS signal. Some scents are honest brokers. The strong, sweet fragrance of plumeria indicates a rich, high-energy nectar payout. But the clearing is also rife with charlatans. The world's largest flower, the Raffles Arnoldian, which can bloom on the forest floor, emits a putrid odor of rotting flesh. It is a master manipulator, targeting carrion flies and beetles by mimicking the scent of a dead animal, offering no nectar reward, but tricking them into transporting its pollen as they search for a place to lay eggs. Even more diabolical are orchids like the Opry's genus, which practice sexual deception. Their flowers, visually and olfactory, mimic the female of a specific bee or wasp species, even down to the texture of their petals. They release pheromone copies so precise that amorous male insects attempt to mate with the flower, a process called pseudocopula ion, during which they inadvertently pick up or deposit pollen. This is a high-stakes con game. The flower offers no reward, only wasted energy for the duped insect. Beyond deception, scents serve as precise timing mechanisms. Many flowers are not fragrant all day. They release their volatile compounds on a strict schedule, sensed with their pollinators' active hours. Night-blooming flowers like the Sirius cactus or the mesmerizing queen of the nightshade, their most potent, heavy, sweet perfumes for the darkness, targeting moths and bats. This chemical communication extends beyond attraction to include defense. When a flower is attacked by an herbivore or a caterpillar munching on its leaves, it can release specific compounds that act as a distress signal. These volatiles travel through the air, attracting the predators of that herbivore, such as parasitic wasps, effectively hiring bodyguards. This clearing, therefore, is a buzzing, humming information network, a constant exchange of chemical messages, advertising, lying, pleading, and warning. It is a world where information is as critical a resource as sunlight. And the flowers are masterful broadcasters, hackers, and spies in a sensory war for attention. This intricate dance of attraction, however, is merely the prelude to the true purpose, a purpose that involves engineering the very future of the jungle through a process of staggering interdependence and logistical genius, the strategic dispersal of seeds. Once the perilous gamble of pollination is won, a flower's work undergoes a profound metamorphosis. The dazzling advertisement of the petal withers, its chemical signals fade, and the plant's entire energy redirects towards a new, even more critical mission: packaging and dispersing its genetic legacy, the seeds. This phase transforms the clearing from a sensory marketplace into a logistical hub, where fruits and seeds employ strategies so varied and ingenious they seem to possess a conscious intelligence. The flower's ovary swells, often incorporating other parts, into a fruit, which is essentially a vehicle designed for export. The strategy chosen is a direct reflection of the clearing's complex social and physical fabric. For some, the goal is distance, to escape the shadow of the parent plant and the intense competition of the home clearing. This is achieved through alliances with the animal kingdom, turning them into unwitting couriers, brightly colored, fleshy, and nutritious fruits, like those of the fig or the papaya, are a classic reward-based strategy. They are advertisements for birds, monkeys, and bats. The animal consumes the sugary pulp, but the seeds inside are often protected by a tough coat, passing through the digestive tract unharmed. The animal then flies or walks away, depositing the seeds, neatly packaged in a pile of fertilizer, many kilometers away. This is dispersal as a service. But other plants target different vectors. The iconic hooked fruits of the burdock, or the sticky mucilage of certain berries are designed for hitching a ride on the fur, feathers, or even the clothing of passing animals. They are botanical hitchhikers, trading a minor nuisance for a free trip to a new location. Then there are the ballistic strategists. Plants like the touch-me-not, impatiens, or the sandbox develop fruit that build up immense hydraulic or tension pressure as they dry. At the precise moment of maturity, they explode with a loud pop, catapulting their seeds several meters from the parent. This is a high-risk, high-reward strategy for colonizing nearby open ground within the clearing itself. Perhaps the most dramatic are the water dispersal specialists like the coconut. While more common on shores, the principle exists in jungle clearings near rivers. Their fruits are built for buoyancy and durability, capable of surviving months at sea to colonize distant landmasses. But the clearing also hosts masters of deception in this phase as well. Some seeds mimic the appearance of desirable food items to ants, a strategy called mire cocori. They possess a fatty appendage called a melanosome, which the ant carries back to its nest as food. The ant eats the melanosome and then discards the intact, unharmed seed in its nutrient-rich underground midden, effectively planting it in a perfect germination site. This intricate web of dispersal relationships means the clearing is never static. It is a dynamic launchpad, constantly propelling life outwards and receiving genetic material from elsewhere. The fate of a seed, however, is just the beginning of a new, hidden struggle, one that takes place in the dark, silent realm beneath our feet, where the true foundations of this vibrant chaos are laid by an ancient, subterranean partnership. Beneath the spectacular display of color, scent, and fruit lies the true hidden engine of the tropical clearing, the soil. This is not mere dirt. It is a living, breathing, and astonishingly intelligent superorganism, a dark cosmos where the rules of cooperation often supersede the competition visible above. The most critical players in this realm are the mycorrhizal fungi. These are not the mushrooms that occasionally pop up, but vast, filamentous networks of microscopic threads, called hyphae, that form symbiotic relationships with over 90% of all terrestrial plants, especially the diverse flora of a tropical clearing. This partnership, which evolved over 400 million years ago, is the foundation of the entire ecosystem. The fungus, with its network, far finer and more extensive than any plant root, acts as a supercharged extension of the root system. It explores vast volumes of soil, mining for water and essential nutrients like phosphorus and nitrogen, often scarce in tropical soils, and trades them with the plant host in exchange for sugars produced through photosynthesis. This wood wide web, as scientists call it, transforms the clearing from a collection of individual competitors into a deeply interconnected community. Research has shown that this fungal network can facilitate communication and resource sharing between plants, even of different species. A struggling seedling in a shaded spot might receive carbon subsidies from a larger, well-established tree via the fungal threads. A plant under attack by pests can release chemical signals through the network, warning its neighbors to upregulate their own defensive compounds. Challenges the very notion of the clearing as a mere battlefield. It is also a cooperative commune, a socialist state operating beneath a capitalist veneer. This soil microbiome is astoundingly diverse. A single gram can contain tens of thousands of species of bacteria and fungi, all playing roles in nutrient cycling, disease suppression, and soil structure formation. The roots of the flowers themselves secrete a vast array of compounds, exudates, that selectively feed beneficial microbes, effectively curating their own root microbiome for optimal health. This subterranean world is also an archive. The soil stores the genetic memory of the clearing in the form of a seed bank, dormant seeds of countless species waiting for the perfect conditions to germinate. A fallen tree that creates a light gap, a disturbance from a passing animal. A shift in moisture, any of these can trigger a cascade of germination, changing the clearing's composition overnight. The soil's health, dictated by this complex life, directly dictates the vitality above. Poor, compacted, or lifeless soil cannot sustain the explosive diversity we see. Therefore, every vibrant orchid, every towering ginger, every delicate fern is in truth the tip of an iceberg, the visible output of a vast, collaborative, subterranean industrial complex. This hidden foundation is what makes the ephemeral beauty above not just possible, but resilient, interconnected, and endlessly regenerative. Understanding this compels us to look at the clearing not as a postcard, but as a profound, layered intelligence, a system that has solved problems of resource distribution, communication, and sustainability that human societies still grapple with. So, the next time you see an image of a wild jungle clearing, or are lucky enough to stand in one, see beyond the postcard prettiness. See the gladiatorial arena where architecture is a weapon for light. See the sophisticated broadcast studio emitting chemical lies and honest perfumes. See the bustling logistics center launching genetic packages via animal couriers and explosive mechanisms. And feel beneath your feet the pulsating ancient neural network that binds it all into a resilient, communicative whole. This is not a passive collection of pretty plants. It is a theater of evolution, a university of survival strategies, and a testament to life's relentless, creative genius. Every petal is a chapter in an epic story of competition, deception, cooperation, and breathtaking ingenuity. We have barely scratched the surface in this deep dive. Every one of those thousands of flower species has its own novel tale, its own unique twist on these fundamental themes. The real shock is not that such a place exists, but that we so often walk past such profound intelligence without recognizing it, reducing a universe of strategy to mere decoration. This clearing is a mirror reflecting the fundamental forces of life itself, and in preserving these wild spaces, we are not just saving beauty. We are safeguarding the world's greatest library of biological innovation, a library we are only just beginning to read. And this is where you come in. If your mind is reeling from these revelations, if you now look at the natural world with new, wondering eyes, then your journey cannot end here. This video is merely a gateway. I have a crucial call to action for you. First, make your commitment to this channel permanent. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and smash the notification bell so you never miss when we dissect another wonder of the world with this same level of depth. Second, become an active participant. Scroll down to the comments right now and tell me, what aspect of this hidden flower world shocked you the most? Was it the chemical deception, the fungal internet, or the explosive seed dispersal? I read every single comment, and your thoughts directly inspire what deep dive we tackle next. Third, share this video with one person today, a friend, a family member who you think needs to see nature not as a background, but as the most fascinating, complex protagonist there is. Help me spread this perspective. And finally, if you want to go even deeper, check out the playlist linked on screen now, where I've compiled our complete series on nature's secret intelligence. The wild is talking. It's time we all learn to listen.